Hi, this is Erin from the Brooklyn Salon. You're listening to the Bob and Katie Show.
I mean, I never had it whenever I was a kid.
All over the place, and none of their toenails fell off. Because we would have talked about it. We've been like, Davy's toenail falling off. We can't play with him anymore. We can't play with him
for a little while.
Welcome, everybody, to the Bob and Katie Show.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Bob. I think we need to do a little recap of something we said in the last episode. We went on record as to say we're going to try to put out, an episode a week. And the very next week, we didn't put an episode out.
I think technically you said that.
Man, it's difficult.
Difficult doesn't even scratch the surface.
And it's crazy because, I like to do this. It's fun for me. Mm-hmm. It's really fun, but
it's fun for me too. It's been a...
Yeah.
I don't want to make excuses, but...
Here comes the excuse.
It's not an excuse. It's reality. I'm nauseous all the time.
You're nauseous right now.
Nonsense. Yeah. I was literally just I thought I was going to puke. I actually have not puked yet during this pregnancy. Not one time.
Yeah.
And I count myself very fortunate. Very, very fortunate. I'm 9 weeks. Technically as of 30 minutes ago. 9 weeks. And
I was what are you looking back there? There's nothing back there for you.
9 weeks and I have not puked, not even the first time. So
That's good.
I'm lucky. I'm really, really lucky. But I'm nauseous all the time.
You are.
And my sense of smell, I'm like a freaking hound dog, and I'm I don't want to smell anything.
That's been one of the reasons that we haven't recorded. We try. Every day I'm all right, we're going to record tonight. And then something happens. Either A, the kids decide when we put them down that they hate life and they want to scream and they don't go to sleep. And then finally, when we get them to sleep, we're so frustrated that the thought of trying to sit down and record a comedy show is just this is not going to turn out.
It was 2 nights ago. We were going to record, and by the time the kids actually went to sleep, we were both so just angry. We're no, there's no way this is going to happen.
No.
We're too pissed off.
Let's watch Bones. I just want to watch Bones and lay on the floor. I've been sleeping on the floor a lot lately. I'm just tired.
That's our quality time. You lay on the floor and I watch TV.
Yeah. You get to watch whatever you want though, cause whenever we got this, Toy Story blanket that one of our friends gave us, Stacy.
No,
that's not where it came from?
Wait, the blanket?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The sheets Lauren got us.
Right, yeah. We got all our friends are giving us Toy Story stuff. It's awesome. But I'll pull that blanket out on the floor and fold it in half and I'll lay on it and you're pretty much guaranteed within 3 minutes. I'm done. I'm out.
If you lay in the floor, you're going to sleep. And that's your signal.
I know, and you always ask me.
That's your way of hey, I really want to hang out with you, but I'm definitely not going to stay awake.
I'm more tired than I want to hang out with you.
Instead of you just going to bed, you just lay on the floor and sleep. So that's our quality time lately.
And the same thing happens every time. You're you're going to sleep, and I was no, I'm not going to go to sleep. I'm just going to lay here for a minute. And
I know what it means.
And one night you said, okay, sure, I'm going to go ahead and turn it to Skin Wars. I think it's what you've been watching.
Yeah.
And I was okay, turn it. But, we do want to put more episodes out. It's difficult.
This week has been a rough week. You had to work really late 2 nights in a row.
I had to close a couple
So you basically
nights.
didn't see the kids for
oh yeah,
2 whole days?
If I close 2 nights in a row, I don't see them for 2 or 3 days.
So that means that I have them solo by myself.
That's right.
Whenever you work late. From the time they get up to the time they go to bed, by myself, and boy,
from the windows to the walls.
Yeah. And it's not just oh yeah, I'm tired chasing after 2 kids all day. They have been crazy rambunctious, I guess.
They have.
Reagan, she's been like a cat. In the way that she keeps scratching Riley in his face and anywhere else on his body. She does this thing. She gets mad now.
And she wants to scratch him.
And she scratches like a cat. Mm-hmm. And we don't even have a cat.
He looks like he got in a fight with a cat.
It's and every morning I go and get them up and he has more scratches on him because they're still sleeping in the same bed, in the same crib. And she just scratches him all the time. And then Riley, he got a hold of some Crisco sticks out of the pantry the other day. Cause it only takes 2 seconds for them to get in something and it's complete and utter destruction.
Yeah.
But he got a hold of Crisco sticks and rubbed it on the carpet.
Which is weird, because how often do we really use Crisco in this house?
Not very.
Yeah.
Not very often.
I came home and I saw like the clear plastic thing with the Crisco stick in it, but it was mangled out of like,
because he squished
and
it.
I looked at it and I said, what the hell is this? Like, cause I couldn't wrap my mind around what was in that plastic container. And you were like, it's Crisco. It was in the carpet. And then I was like, okay, I get that. I get it.
You're just like,
but like,
no
why?
further explanation.
Yeah, no, I get it. My question now is, why is it on the counter? Like, why is it not in the trash can? And you were like,
I think I was debating on whether I was going to throw it away or not. It's like, yeah, I could still use this.
You said, I don't know. And I was like,
my brain,
all right.
My brain was like, no more decisions today. Just leave this here. We'll think about it.
Is it still on the counter?
Probably.
I didn't throw it away.
Probably.
It's like old Crisco on the counter.
Man, our bar has like become just a catch-all.
It's kind of like every kitchen.
You can't even see it right now.
Every kitchen has that drawer. You know, when you open the drawer, there's like ketchup packets and like soy sauce packets and straws and stuff like that. That's what our counter has turned into that.
It's not that.
And
we have no packets. It's just
this is what
stuff.
happens. It's like, you know, it'll be like a notebook or some mail or something. And I really know that this is what happens. The counter is in the middle of our living space. Cause we have an apartment.
The bar.
So it's, the bar. And we have the living room. And then we have this little carpeted area over here, which they say is a dining room, but it's really just a passage that you can barely fit.
We'll call it a dining area.
You can barely fit a table into. And then our kitchen. So when we walk in the house and we have stuff in our hands and we put the kids down, it's kind of like, if you put a cat into a bathtub, that's what happens when we put the kids onto the floor.
Like, are you talking about like when we get home?
Yeah.
Like walking in the door.
We get home from place. So our first reaction is just to throw the crap on the counter and start just the game plan of what we're going to do to survive for the next 2.5 hours.
I made a boo-boo the other day because the kids have gotten tall enough where they can reach on their tippy toes and they can reach the bar from the living room side. And
they're
amongst all the mess that was up there, I had a cup that had cranberry ginger ale in it.
Red.
It's red. And it only had a little bit left. And it got sat up there.
Just enough to go on the carpet.
And they grabbed it. And Reagan came running to me. And Riley's been in this bad habit where he spits. Like he spits his drink out and stuff. She came running to me and she said, Riley, spit. Riley, spit. And I was like, show me. Because, you know, I want to clean it up off the carpet. And I go, and it was not water. It was red. And I said, oh no, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I left this up there. It's all my fault. I can't even blame it on this. It's my fault for leaving it there. So I'm like in the middle of cooking dinner. There's like stuff on the stove, probably burning. And I have to stop and clean up red ginger ale out of the carpet, off the children. It's sticky.
It sounds like you have a lot of fun. And that's what it sounds like to me. It just sounds like when I go to work, you're just here.
Oh yeah, we party all the time.
You're blowing up balloons and throwing like confetti around, and it's good times.
We do have fun sometimes.
I believe you.
It's a lot more cleaning up messes than having fun, but we do have fun.
Well, I know you sent me a picture this morning.
Oh God, the wipes.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about the wipes.
Was there another mess?
No, it wasn't.
Oh God.
You sent me a picture
I can't remember them all.
When you went to get the babies up out of the crib, like neither one of them had pants or diapers on. They were just wandering around like bottomless.
Yeah.
And luckily, no pee or poop in the crib.
Yeah,
so that's always
I think
a good
I
day.
caught them like right after they got them off. But yeah, I go in there and get them up, and they're like completely naked from the waist down.
Like normal people, or not normal people, just people without kids maybe. When you get up in the morning, you don't think to yourself, hey, I'm really glad that there's not crap on the floor or on the walls. You just get up and you go, hey, it's a day, you know? See, us, we wake up and go,
boy, I dodged a bullet.
Yeah,
Nobody pooped.
I'm really
Nobody
excited
peed on each other.
that nothing happened.
Nobody peed on any stuffed animals that I have to throw away and then deal with my children wanting later. Yeah, Reagan puked on this bear thing like months ago. Months ago.
Yeah, her baby.
And then night before last, we're putting him to bed, and she wants that stupid thing.
Yeah, it's been months. How does she remember it?
Because Riley has one. She saw Riley's. And then I was like, oh crap. I was like, baby, you puked on it. It's gone. It's gone. It's long gone.
What are you going to do? Let's go to Walmart.
And then it's like no other stuffed animal will do. None. There's like thousands.
Yeah.
And unicorns, monkeys. It doesn't matter. It's not the one. It's not the one specific one she wants.
I want to change gears. I'm nervous isn't the right word. I'm anxious, maybe. I'm not sure what the word is. We're gonna do a couple new things on this episode. And the first one is, we're gonna talk about our Pink Ranger experience. And then a little later in the show, we're gonna talk about some family, which we've been reluctant in the past to do so. Now, you and I, we tell everything pretty much, like, about us. We just let it go, but we really don't involve our families too much, and I think we're gonna do that a little bit tonight. Are you still?
I hold back so much.
What about us?
When it comes to my family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to myself, whatever, I overshare. I don't know if you say it's a bad habit. I'm like, whatever, I'll talk about whatever. Poop, periods, it don't embarrass me. But when it comes to my family, I'm not quick to just tell all my stories and about how crazy my family is.
Now, I think it's been like 2 or 3 days since we talked, you and I talked about possibly, having this conversation. Are you still okay with it? Because it's weird for us, right? Because this potentially could come back to bite us. I mean, I think we do it. It is what it is. I'll tell you what, we've got other stuff to cover. A little bit later, we'll talk about it again. Amy Jo Johnson, the Pink Ranger from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers show. We were going to have her on as a guest. And
as many of our listeners were anxiously awaiting.
Yeah. And obviously, she's not here.
Just us. Just us.
Yeah, just us. And we think it's about time to let you in on some information. And patrons actually got this information probably about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think so.
So guys, sorry. You're going to get it a little bit again. It's basically the same stuff we talked about in your secret episode. So this is what happened. I'm going to keep it short and brief.
We got stood up.
Yeah, that's basically what happened.
That's all there is to it. We got stood up.
We had the interview set, and she was going to call in, and it was it 7:00 our time? Yeah, it was 7:00 our time, 4:00 her time.
I had rushed to drop off the kids at your parents' house, so, because 7:00, our kids that's like the witching hour. Our kids are insane. Like, don't even call us on the phone because you're gonna hear children going wild. Mm-hmm. So, we talked to your parents about watching the kids, overnight, so we wouldn't have them here to
I didn't get to see my kids that day because of this interview.
I rush home.
No dinner.
Yeah. And, when you deprive a pregnant woman of dinner at a decent time, she might get a little cranky. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I rush home. I get home like 10 minutes till 7, just in time to get here. We get situated. We're sitting at the table, ready to record, microphones out, everything. Phone's ready, and we're just sitting here, waiting for the phone to ring. Literally, we're just sitting here staring at each other, waiting for the phone to ring. And it was 6:59, and we're like, all right, okay. She's gonna be calling any minute now. And,
she didn't. And
the phone never rang, and we sat here.
For about 30 minutes.
Yep, I think it was about 7:45. Mm-hmm. We were like, she's not calling.
Well, no, it was closer to 7:30. I sent her a message and I said, hey, we're here. I didn't let anything show that I was upset, which I was upset, but I was like, hey, we're here. We're ready. Let us know what you want to do. And, then closer to 8, you were like, she's not calling.
And I was like, she's not calling. I need to get food.
So we decided to leave and go get dinner. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even care if she calls at this point. I'm starving. Well, tell her to call back.
We go and get some food and we come back. And finally she sends me a message 2.5 hours after she was supposed to call.
Yeah. Well, I think it was around 11 that night.
No, it was 9:30. Oh, okay. And, the message simply read, oh, sorry, we must be in different time zones. And I was like, what? Of course we're in I didn't say this to her, But I was like, of course we're in different time zones. You're in California and I'm in North Carolina. We literally could not get any further apart without going into the ocean. Like, I'm at the beach, you know? Like, that's it. I didn't say that. I messaged her back and I was like, oh, yeah. So just tell me what you want to do. We're ready now. Like, whatever you want to do. I'm down. Nothing. For like a week. And then finally, after a week, I sent her a message because I'm mad. I'm angry at this point. And it doesn't take much to set me off.
No.
But like at the same time, I was like, man, I was a huge fan and I love the Power Rangers and I want her on the show.
We were disappointed.
We were very
really disappointed.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to reach out and I'm going to be cool about it. Let's do it. And I sent a message and she actually responded to me. It was like 2 days later after I sent the message. And I was like, what do you want to do? We still want to do this. And, she goes, oh yeah, sorry about last weekend. I ended up having the festival. Actually, she was doing film festivals and I'm going to be pretty busy the rest of the month and I'd like to do something early November. Well, anybody listening to the show now, tonight it's, the 19th of November. So obviously early November happened. And, a week ago I decided, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and send her one more message. And
we really tried.
Yeah, we went.
Like, I'm all about giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. I understand she's really busy. She's a mom too. And like, I get it.
Sure.
it. Stuff happens.
But, nothing back. And I know we talked about the lady that didn't give me the jump in the car, but I can't remember if that was a patron episode or if it was this one. Anyways, the point is, I'm a super nice guy. I got a big heart, but I have a little bit of an issue of letting things go. And this is probably going to be one of those things that I never let go.
Well, I'm upset because
I changed my day around.
She didn't have to agree to be on our show.
Yeah, she didn't have to.
She could have just said no. Or just, not right now, I'm too busy. Something.
Yeah.
But she did. And then all of our listeners were so excited.
Right.
We were so excited. And then now we have to tell all of our listeners who have been looking forward to this interview that it's not happening. And that's what makes me mad because that is making us have to go back on our word. Mm-hmm. And I'm just, I'm really big on keeping your word as much as possible, keeping your word. And that's just, I don't care who you are. It doesn't cost you anything to keep your word.
It doesn't. Or at least, like at the bare minimum, she could have sent me a message back and go, you know what? I've changed my mind. I don't want to be on the show.
Yeah. Which would have, that sucks, but it is what it is. So that's the story of the Pink Ranger.
Yep. We apologize. Sorry about that, guys.
We tried. We've really, really tried.
And you know what gets me? And I talked about this too. She was a huge star, right? She's not so huge anymore, but she was huge. And she's like,
oh, yeah.
She was part of an iconic show and she's anywhere that she goes, she's going to be recognized, right? But if you get real technical with it, over the past couple years, I've been in more stuff than she has. Like, I've been in more things that are on TV and in the theaters than she has. Definitely not as big of a star as she is. But like, that's the way that I think. I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Who do you think you are?
Are you serious? Like, just blowing me off? Like, she doesn't know who I am. Like, maybe she checked our Twitter page. Guess what? We don't really use it that much and there's nothing on there. And it's no secret that I don't like social media. We've talked about it over and over again. So I don't know what led her to like just completely blow us off, but it's messed up. And I'm angry about it. And I'm probably gonna be angry about it for quite some time. I should work on that. I really should.
Yeah, you should.
But if the lady that wouldn't give me a jump one morning
oh my gosh.
2 years ago and I held on to that for 2 years, this is way more intense.
You need to let it go.
Speaking of things that I've been in recently, Good Behavior finally premiered on TNT. I was really impressed with it. Did you think it was a good show?
I like it so far. I don't know, like, oh my god, it's the greatest show ever. But it's okay.
Everything that I've been in, we watch it. Cause why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Like we did the Safe Haven thing. I went and bought it, I was like, we want to watch this. I want to see it. I wasn't a huge fan of Safe Haven. I think you really liked it, right?
I did. I enjoyed the book much more than the movie,
yeah.
Of course. The books are always better. The book was just incredible.
Right.
But I thought the movie was really good too. And it was really cool because it was filmed locally.
Yeah.
It's always cool to see, especially big movies, where they were filmed locally.
But I didn't really go into the show thinking, oh, this is going to be really good. I didn't. But I liked it a lot. I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing myself. So that's coming up.
What if your scene gets cut?
That has happened. So that is like, I've...
Will you be like so brokenhearted?
I will.
You're gonna be so upset.
Well, it was my first feature role. So if it gets cut, I'm really gonna be upset. That happened in, what was it? We're the Millers? My scene got cut in We're the Millers. And it was a really awesome scene. Like, it was a scene where the two guys bust in on him in the little diner and like kidnap him. And when they pull off in the truck, I was standing there and had to jump out of the way. And that scene ends up not making the movie. And I was so excited when we watched the movie. And I was like, here it goes. And then it didn't happen. And I was like, what?
I don't think we ever watched the movie.
Oh, I watched it. That's how I found out I wasn't in it. I might have like watched it digitally or something. I don't know, but I remember seeing it and then that was it. I was done. I didn't want to watch it anymore. I never watched the whole thing because my stuff got cut. But go check it out. Good Behavior on TNT. It's actually really, really good. And I think the first episode's on YouTube. Like TNT put it on there for everybody to check out. Did you want to talk about this doctor's appointment we went to the other day?
Why not?
So go walk me through that, because you were experiencing this doctor appointment way before we even got there. So let's start with that.
I had an appointment yesterday. It actually wasn't even with the doctor. It was just with the nurse to go in and go over medical histories and just all of our information that they need to know for the pregnancy, family medical history on both sides of our family and, stuff that I need to know, hey, don't eat this and don't do this. And the nurse that I saw, she was very, very nice. She called me about a week ago to remind me of the appointment. And she also talked to me, this was new to me. She asked me about doing a glucose test, which usually you do about midway the pregnancy, like 20, I want to say like, I did it like 26 weeks last time.
And you're what, 9? 8?
I just turned 9 weeks.
Okay.
Just 9 weeks. But
should I be a little more confident with that? Like, should I know a little bit better? Like,
you should know the exact day, Bob. Jeez.
I remember the day. Like, this
stop.
Okay.
No, that's too much. She was telling me that they like for patients with a body mass index over 30, I think, to do the glucose test early.
That's a really polite way of saying,
hey, you're fat. We need to check and make sure you don't have gestational diabetes. Yeah. So I was like, okay, no problem. And for anybody who doesn't know what happens when
just for the record, I didn't call you fat just now. That did not happen.
When you do this test to make sure you don't have gestational diabetes, you go in and you drink this drink. It's like super, super sweet. The one I had was orange. Sometimes there's like fruit punch or whatever.
This message just popped up on the computer. It's fixing to restart my computer and there's this new Windows, what is it, Windows 10 we have now?
It won't let you postpone it?
If this computer restarts and I lose this recording, I'm going to throw this computer off that balcony.
When?
I don't know. It said something about we'll restart outside of normal active hours. I feel like 1 o'clock might be outside of normal active hours. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, glucose. We're just going to have to cross our fingers and hope we don't lose the first 26 minutes of this we've recorded.
Can you save it?
No, the only option was, no. I know what you're saying. We can't because we're mid. It's okay. Just go with it. We'll see what happens. I'm having fun. You having fun?
I don't remember where I was at.
Glucose. You had to drink something. Just pick up somewhere. It'll be alright.
So what happens, you go in and you drink this super sweet drink and then you sit there for an hour and they check your blood to see if your body could tolerate all the sugar. So it's pretty cool because all I did was I drank the stuff whenever I got there and then we had our visit. So I didn't even have to just sit in the waiting room and be bored for an hour.
Sure.
So it was no problem at all. But anyway, so she called me and asked me about that. I was like, sure, I don't mind. And then she called me 3 days ago to remind me about the appointment and check and make sure I would feel comfortable doing the glucose test again. I was like,
nothing's changed in 2 days.
Sure. And then she called me again the day before.
Yep,
I think.
the day before the appointment.
Same thing.
And then she was asking about your history at that point, and she was like, "Oh, well, I can't do your history today."
And then she asked me if I could come in earlier. My appointment was at 10:45, and it's in Wilmington, which is about almost an hour drive for us. And then not only that, but we were going to have to drop the kids off at your mom's house. So it was already going to be hard.
And we're late for everything. We're not early.
It's hard for us to get out of the house. Like
you're changing up the routine, telling us to be early for something.
I was like, yeah. She was like, it's okay if you say no. Like, 10:45 is doable. 10 o'clock is pushing it. I'd probably be late. So she's like, okay. So we kept our 10:45 appointment. Go in there. Or no, we pull up in the parking lot. Yeah. And my phone rings.
It's her.
And it's her.
You guys here yet? What's going on?
And I wasn't late. No. I wasn't late. It was like 5 minutes till my appointment time. I had already parked the car. I was about to get out and walk in the door. And I was like, well, I'm here. I'm about to walk in the door. Oh, my goodness. So.
Now, my favorite part, like, I don't know if you picked up on this or not. And by the way, I know we're talking about this lady, but she actually is really, really
She
nice.
Was super, super
awesome.
Nice. I really liked her a lot. Super nice. Good at her job. She was excellent.
But as podcasters, it's our responsibility and duty to like pick out these things and share them. So she's called you, what, 4 or 5 times now, right?
Yeah, I think it was a total of 4 times.
In the parking lot. She called you in the parking lot 5 minutes before your appointment. We walk in and we go and like check in. And one thing that always makes me funny about this place is when you walk in, there's like a basket of urine cups. Cause like, it doesn't matter what you're there for. They're going to hand you this cup and go, please go pee in this for some reason.
Always have to pee.
Now you go and pee and you come out and the lady that we're going to see is not in the back. Her office is like up front and the door's open and you go, oh, we're supposed to just walk over there. So we're walking over there and we're a good 15 feet away from being inside her office and she's already talking to us. She's like, hey, how are you doing? Is everything?
She couldn't wait for us to get there.
And I was like, oh, like literally. Just let us get in the room. But no, she was super, super nice. But she was ready for your appointment.
Oh, yeah, she was. She was on top of things. She was not no slacker, let me tell you. She was on top of things. And you about made this poor lady pee her pants.
Oh, with the medicine thing?
We were in the appointment and we were going over my medications.
Right.
And one of the things they have me on is progesterone suppositories.
And I can't remember that name. And if you tell me that you're on a suppository, like if somebody goes, oh yeah, I'm taking a suppository, my brain automatically goes, that means you're putting something in your butt.
No. These don't go in your butt.
Well, I know that. I get it. But I'm just saying, like, that's how, it's weird for me. I don't know why I can't wrap my mind around the fact that you have to put a pill in your vagina.
These don't go in the butt. They go in the hoo-ha. But she was asking me,
about different medications you were taking.
And you made this comment. I don't even remember, but you were like, oh, the vagina pills?
I said, yeah, what about the vagina pill? And this lady didn't talk for the next 5 minutes.
She laughed so hard. I'm pretty sure she was crying.
Yeah.
She was laughing so hard.
And she kept trying to say it back. Like, she was like, I'm going to tell the doctors about the... and like...
She was trying to be professional and say vagina pills.
I don't know. I mean,
she will never forget us. By the time we left there, she will never forget us.
I don't claim to be a smart man. Like, I'm not good with words. I don't spell correctly a lot of times. Like, I'm always asking Siri. Like, I think we talked about this before. Like, I'll be, in the living room, like, while you're in the bed or something. Like, if I want to Google turnips, I don't type in turnips.
I've heard you, like, you're in the bathroom before, and you're, like, talking. I was like, oh, he's asking Siri how to spell
Yeah, I'm trying to spell a word. I'm like, Siri, turnips. Turn up, Siri. And then Siri doesn't, and, like, Siri will spell out turn up, like turn up the volume. And then I have to use it in a sentence. I'm like, I like to eat turnips. And then, like, she'll get it right. So, I mean, like, I don't... Stop laughing at me. I'm trying to be honest and real. That's what this is about. I'm not good with words. And I couldn't remember, like, you just said the name to me, 2 minutes ago? What is it called again?
Progesterone.
I'm not going to remember that. In 2 minutes from now, this is the second time I will not remember.
You're just going to call them vagina pills.
Yeah, as soon as I said vagina pill, I knew she would know exactly what I'm talking about. So that's what I said. And I'm sorry that she couldn't hold her stuff together. Not my fault.
I'm assuming nobody else has been in her office and referred to them as vagina pills.
Yeah, and what else happened at this vagina doctor meeting place that we went to? My phone did this thing that it's never done before, and I heard about it, but I didn't know how to turn it on or anything. Like, if there's somewhere that you park, it'll save the location.
Oh, like, so you can find your car when you leave?
Yeah, and, like, it remembers addresses and stuff. It's never done it before. It's never, ever, ever, ever done this before. I'm sitting in the office and I pull my phone out and, like, hit the unlock button, and this thing pops up, and it's like, it saved my address to in my phone, it was like, this vagina doctor location has been saved to your phone. And I'm like, why?
Maybe because Siri knows that you could never remember where this doctor's office was at before. At one point during the twin pregnancy, I was going there once a week.
I can't remember where it was.
And you would drive because I was like so big. And you could never...
I'm over here like, I'm so big. Why am I driving? I'm bigger than you are.
You could never... every time, you'd be like, where are we going? Every single time.
I don't know.
So, it was Siri's way of going, it's alright, Bob. I got your back.
And then, here's another thing that got me about this doctor. Like, I would never hurt you intentionally.
Oh, God.
But, I make jokes. I've got a really dark sense of humor, and there's a lot of humor that I don't bring to the podcast because it's really out of range of what we normally do. But, I've made the joke before about pushing you downstairs. Like, I wouldn't really push you down the stairs, but, and what was the thing you want to put toothpicks in my fingers? Is that what you say?
Oh, stab toothpicks under your fingernails?
Yeah, that's like, you say that, and we wouldn't really do it. You know what I mean? It's,
I think I said that with way too much joy and enthusiasm. Right. Like, oh yeah, stab you under your fingernails with toothpicks.
According to, the president-to-be, it's just locker room talk. That's basically all it is. Like, we don't mean anything about it,
Everybody talks like this behind closed doors.
But I've made the joke before, and some of these questions that they ask you, like, they're like, are you on drugs? Do you have substance abuse problems? And then she said, are you in a abusive relationship? And you said no. And then she said something else. She was like, oh yeah, he didn't seem like kind of like they want to push you down the stairs. And I'm like, oh, well, she doesn't listen to our show, does she? Because if she does listen to our show, she would know I'm not going to try to inflict any kind of pain on you because I'm pretty sure you would stab me with a knife. Now, I've said this before.
All I could think when she asked is we're in this little tiny room. Me and you and this nurse. And, she's like, are you in an abusive relationship? And obviously not, but it's like,
what if you were?
What if I was? What if I said yes?
Yeah,
what if I was just like yes,
that was the breaking point. You were like, he beats me all the time.
The three of us are in this little tiny room. How awkward would it have gotten? Like, I mean, like, totally.
And I'm in front of the door.
Switch. Like, what? What's her next move? If I had said yes, like, I wanted to ask, be like, what if I said yes? What is your, like, do you, like, pick up the phone and call cops? Or, like,
what happens?
Do you, like, come tackle him? What happens next? Like,
I'm just saying,
to know.
She put herself in a bad situation. So let's paint how her office looks, right? You walk into the office and there's a big desk, big wooden desk. Behind the big wooden desk is, like, a window, And then there's like this little tiny walkway between the corner of the desk and the door. So to get to the back of her desk, and then you came in and you sat, there's two chairs. You sat in the chair all the way to the left. I sat in the chair, the potential wife beater, in front of the door, right? Now.
So what if you were like, I had said yes, and then you were in front of the door. What you gonna do about it?
Yeah, now I'm in a room blocking the door and I got two women to hit. Like, that's the position she put herself in. It seems like she would have asked you that question away from me, Like, you start crying, you're like, he beats me all the time. And I'm like, you think I beat you all the time? You didn't call me out. You wait till we get home. I'm going to beat you really hard.
Oh my God.
And then the nurse stands up. She says, you're not going to beat anybody. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to beat you too. What are you going to do? You're going to leave? And like the phone that's on her desk is right in front of me. So I rip that out the wall, right? And I throw it across the room. Now I'm turning around. I'm locking the door.
Way too much
I'm just saying, like, you have to think about these things. Like, don't put yourself in a weird and awkward position. That really threw me off.
My foot hit it and I freaked out. I didn't know what it was. One of the kids' blocks.
In the middle of me talking, Katie just bends over and goes under the table and comes back up with a round block.
Reagan calls this a cup.
But do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Like, no, that's exactly what I was saying. I was like, what if I say yes right now? Like, what if we were in the situation where it was like, yes, I am. What was she gonna do?
I just want to be like, Miss Nurse Lady, I used to just beat one lady, but now you butting in, I'm gonna be beating two ladies.
Oh, gosh.
But
she asked us if we were sexually active.
Right. I'm like, she's pregnant.
As I sit there in front of her, 9 weeks pregnant.
We took the test here. Like, you guys know that she's pregnant. Like, there was an ultrasound and everything. You showed us a baby on the screen.
Like, do you know how babies are made? Do we need to have the talk?
The only thing I can think is, well, not right this second. But obviously, you know that we have been sexually active.
I know, it's just one of the
I've got 2 sex trophies running around at my parents' house right now.
was like when we were at the fertility doctor and, you know, we're going through all the questions, which, by the way, those questions were way worse.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, they asked about, like, frequency and all kinds of...
They're like, do you stand her up in the corner afterwards? Like, what if...
They wanted to know every detail. So, I mean, those questions were way worse. But one of the questions they asked us is if you had ever had a vasectomy.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, we both just looked at each other and, like, I was just trying not to laugh.
And I was like, dude.
I was like, has anybody ever said yes to that?
Yeah.
Like, I hope if they did, you would be like, just get out. Get out. Stop wasting my time. Get out.
It really was like the fertility doctor. There were some strange questions, you know, and I don't know. I think we talked about this a long time ago.
Yeah,
but it wasn't in that detail, you know. But yeah, they definitely asked about frequency and like all kinds of weird stuff. Like, do you choke each other? And I'm like,
they did not stop.
Is it violent? Are you in an abusive sexual relationship? But, one thing that we didn't get to do last time with your pregnancy was we weren't podcasting at the time.
No, we started the show right after the kids were born.
The kids were born.
They were
out.
just little bitty babies.
And we were like, hey, we've got 2 hours to kill before they're awake and screaming again. So what do we do?
Yep. Let's
talk into this phone and put it on the internet. But we've come a long way since recording into a voice memo of a phone, right?
Yeah.
I watch, I can watch the numbers change on the downloads on the episodes, and every now and then I go back to like the first one and I see it changing, and I'm like,
oh god, I just cringe a little.
I know, I'm like, oh god,
God.
I hope whoever listened to that listened to one of our later episodes first, because it sounds like we're in a tin can, you know what I mean?
It's horrible.
Like I've heard voice messages, like, people that record like, what is it called when you call somebody's phone and they don't answer, but it's like they're recording?
A voicemail?
Yeah, like
reading?
I've heard voicemails that sound better recorded than what we put up at the start with, but you know, it is what it is. Was there anything else about that doctor's appointment we need to talk about? I think that was all. That was the highlights.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I can remember.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is to that point of the show again that we all love and adore so much, so very much.
The part where we ask for people's money.
Patreon.com/The Bob and Katie Show. If you enjoy what you're hearing and you want to help us continue to do this, because it is, you know, we love doing it, but it's not I'm not going to tell you why. I'm just going to tell you, if you like it, you can go to patreon.com/The Bob and Katie Show and become a patron, where you can contribute, what is it? Starts at $1?
Yeah, you can do as little as $1 a month.
You pick the price, but it starts at $1. And, if you do that, you can get early information about how I'm pissed off at Power Rangers before everybody else. That happened.
Unfortunately, yeah. It really did.
You know what I was going to do? I was going to give the patrons a secret video, and it turns out you can't give them secret videos. So I was a little disappointed about that. Like, there's an option when you post for patron, it'll say, do you want this public or do you want it private? Mm-hmm. And I just figured out how I could do it. You can't upload a video to the program. You can upload a podcast. Like our patrons have access to a podcast player to listen to episodes that we put up, but they don't have that for video. If you guys remember the Death Jetta, and last episode we talked about this new thing it was doing where it was singing. Like my car started singing just at like stoplights and stuff, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. I went to my dad's house, and he's a lot more mechanically inclined than I am, and he figured it out within like the first 2 minutes, and I took a video of it because it's
the craziest thing.
Yeah, my car sounds
like a duck call.
Yeah, my car sounds like a duck. I'll play it real quick and kind of let you hear it. But the point is, I was going to post that just for the patrons, and they won't let you do that.
You should just post it on our Facebook.
Yeah, I will. They'll let you post like a link to somewhere else, but I can't like block it from somewhere else. Okay, here it goes. This is the noise that I was trying to to let you guys. You can't even your turn is so red right now. It's amazing. No joke. I will post the video for you guys so that you can see that this is absolutely 100% accurate. This is the noise of the infamous Death Jetta. My car. This is my car. My car makes this noise.
Sick duck. or a really bad party favor. It's so bad.
So yeah, I would be sitting at stoplights, and it's loud.
So that day you were in that traffic jam, and you were like, "Oh my god, it's so embarrassing."
No, all right.
That's what all the cars around you were hearing.
Here's the situation of when we found it. My parents, the hurricane happened, and they got a leak in their roof, and they are getting a new roof. They're getting a new roof. It's the new kind of roof. It's amazing. You guys should see it. It's called the roof. Look that up. Google it. But no, they were getting a new roof, and they're getting the metal one. So the guys were there on the roof, right? And we're in the backyard with the car.
Did y'all scare those poor men when they were up there on that roof?
Dad's like messing with it, and the car's going, rah, 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 rah. And I look up, and the guys that are on the roof are no longer working, and they're just like, they've got their heads tilted.
What kind of noise is that car making?
Like anybody that has like a dog, like a small puppy or something, and you do something that's confusing, and the dog kind of like tilts its head to the left. That's what those guys were doing on the roof. They just completely stopped working, and they're just looking at us like, why does that car sound like a duck? And it's so loud. Like it was echoing in that neighborhood, like how loud it was.
You know, those people down the street going, what is that?
Like at least when the hood
killing their duck?
When the hood was closed, it sort of like muffled the sound because it was right on top of the engine. So once again, I couldn't tell you how thankful we would be if you went to patreon.com/the Bob and Katie Show and became a patron.
Because you like our show or because you have pity on us, whatever.
Yeah. It is what it is. I got off work tonight and immediately got on vacation. Super excited about that.
Yeah, except for vacation in our world is not the same to everyone else.
And I have grand plans for my vacation. And I put myself in the situation to get mad and to get angry.
Because I had so much stuff for you to do?
No, I knew that you were going to have a lot of stuff for me to do. I get that. But like, there's one thing right now in my life that, outside of like you and the kids that I'm like, hey, I'm very excited about this particular thing. And it's podcasting. Like, I love this. I love sitting here with you and talking and then recording it and editing and putting it out there for the world. I really enjoy it. So when I know that like I'm going on vacation, my brain goes, hey, you're going to have so much more time for activities. I want to podcast all week. Like, that's what I want to do. Not like 8 hours a day, but like, I wouldn't be opposed to like recording every single day for like, a little while. I'd even thought about like making like a little side project podcast where I talk about like comic books or something, stuff that like you and I really aren't going to talk about together just because you're not like, if you were like, hey, I want to have a podcast about fingernail polish and hair dye, I would be like, you should do that. We need to find somebody that would be on this podcast with you.
Yeah, by your dang self.
Because if you start talking to me about, the stuff that, you're into, makeup and whatnot, because you get excited about makeup.
If you start talking to me about the stuff you like, I'm totally out of here.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm over. I'm over.
Lay it on the floor.
Well, I mean, it's not that I don't care.
No, you can say it. You don't care.
I don't care, but like, we'll be at the store and you'll pick up 2 things of fingernail polish and you're like, which one of these do you like? And I look at them and I'm like, I don't think they're different enough for you to need a second opinion. Like, you pick one, you'll be okay.
I'm indecisive.
And then I'm like, how do you not know that you don't have that color already? Because you have a box in there.
They're like my babies. I know. Like, I know them.
Like, I'm sorry, that's really funny to me because you have a box. Like, it's almost like a toolbox of these fingernail polish. There's gotta be 80 of them in there, and you're like, they're my babies. Like, I can just like see them like shaking around as you move the box, like little birds. Like, and you open them up and you're like, oh, I'm gonna take one of you and I'm gonna nourish you and we're gonna have fun in one-on-one time. But you understand what I'm saying? But I know if I try to do that over this week, it's not gonna happen. I do know that we are gonna record. We're going to, Pawleys Island with the family. And I've been wanting my uncle on the show for a very long time. And you're
gonna pack up all this crap and take it with us?
Oh yeah.
Do you know how much crap we're gonna have to take already?
I do. I get it. I told you it's already happened. My hopes and dreams are already, like, you've got your shoe on the top of my hopes right now and you're not stumping hard.
No.
It's kind of like it's kind of like you're just pressing a little bit.
I'm the voice of reason in reality.
Sure. No, and that's why we make a good couple. I'm a dreamer, and you're the one that goes, stop dreaming.
I burst your bubble.
That's your role
Like,
in the
real
relationship.
world, Bob.
Like, if we followed my dreams, we'd be living like a cardboard box somewhere trying to make things happen. No, you keep me in check. I'm okay with that. But I'm taking this stuff with me. I very seriously doubt that I'll be able to record in the quantity that I want, but we're going to record some.
We're going to be in a house with like 20 people.
Yeah. I didn't say that the quality of the sound was going to be great.
Like when do you plan on doing this recording? During all the football games that we're going to watch? Because that's not going to happen.
Do you remember the analogy of you stepping on my hopes that I was just talking about a little bit? I'm
just voice of reason here. Voice of reason.
I get it. You're the voice of reason. I get it. But you also know me. Do you think anything you can say aside from I'm going to divorce you would really stop me from taking this equipment? I took it last time.
No, because you're so... We took 2 cars last time.
Yeah, I mean, I took it last time and we never did it. So, I mean, like, I understand...
I know, we're only taking 1 car and all of our crap.
Yeah, but it's
all of our children.
It's a much bigger car than we took last time.
No, not really.
It's big enough. Do we need to take 2 cars? I'll roll right into South Carolina with my screaming death
Take your
jetta.
duck call car.
We'll pull up.
Your duck call, and your podcast equipment.
That's right.
Come on down.
They're like, Bob must be here. How do you know? Because it sounds like there's a flock of geese coming in. But, no, I'm excited about it, man. Like, my Uncle Roger has the best stories ever, and he's passionate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think the only downfall is, like, he gets so passionate that he moves around a lot, and I don't know that he would stay in front of the microphone. But that'd be the only thing. But he's super funny. We're recording at least 1 episode, because I gotta have him on it. I would love to have Mona on as well.
Mm-hmm.
And just let them 2 kind of go at it. That would be really fun. So you guys are going to hear some good stuff. It's either going to be really, really good or it's going to be really, really bad. Like, I don't think there's going to be like an in the middle, you know, kind of like when you're watching Game of Thrones or something and like, you're like, oh, that episode was okay. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's either going to be a really good episode or it's going to be really strange and awkward, but it's going to be fun for us, you and I, and I'm taking extra soap. We got to go by the Dollar Tree get soap. I think I'm going to be able to give you a little more time to think about us having the conversation about your family, because we've already recorded quite a bit tonight. I think we're going to put that off for a little while, but it's been a good night. Thank you for sitting down with me.
Are we done?
Did you want to go some more?
Oh, you had stuff on this paper.
You're right. Let's go some more then. Screw it. Let's talk about your family. We'll go ahead. If we're gonna go for the home run, we might as well do it, right?
Well, why don't you talk about what's on? I want to know what's on this paper.
Okay.
You have a list there with like not even half of the stuff crossed off.
I know, but we've been talking for an hour already.
I have to pee.
Thank you. We'll wait.
Don't even make me feel bad. It's the baby. But I blame it on the baby. So you can't be mad.
I'm not mad.
Excuse me.
Oh, you farted too on the way. You know I'm not editing this out. I'm going to continue to talk. I'm going to make things up. This is going to be a really boring part of the podcast. Let me tell you about my wife and her peeing. She does this thing now when she goes to the bathroom. She's like, you can't get mad. I'm peeing for 2. I'm going to tell you, absolutely no difference between now and what there was 10 weeks ago. She could drink a shot. Like, she could have a shot. Obviously not right now, not when she's pregnant. But she could take a shot, and 2 minutes later, she's got to pee. So, I don't want to hear. Maybe her having the twins did something. I don't know. But she pees all the time. Like, we'll try to leave. Like, anywhere. Go to the store. It doesn't matter. And I'll put my shoes on, and, like, the kids are standing by the door. Welcome back. The kids are standing.
Are you making fun of me and my small bladder?
Yeah, the kids will be standing by the door, and I've got my shoes on, and I look at her, and I'm like, you gotta go to the bathroom, don't you? And she's like, yeah. You're like a child. Like, I'm like, you need to go to the bathroom.
At least I don't pee on myself.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So you have no recollection of any time?
I'm not saying I've never peed on myself, okay?
Let's just say the last year. Ballpark it to the last year. Have you peed on yourself in the last year? Answer honestly.
I'm not answering it.
You're going to pee on yourself right now, aren't you? You just peed two seconds ago, and you're going to pee on yourself right now.
No, I'm not.
All right, back to the list. Hey, that was kind of cool, man. It was weird. Like, there's a lot of people that do podcasting that don't have guests or anything. Like, they just...
Like, by themselves?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
It was. I did it. I held on. I feel like I did a good job. You know, for a few... It was like... It felt like it was 3 minutes, but I think it was only like 30 seconds. I don't think I could do that.
It's really hard to not have a second person there to have a conversation with.
Now, check this out. I will tell you one thing. Mark Maron has a podcast. The WTF podcast. And he has guests on. Like, that's what he does. But he also has segments where it's just him. And I like the segments where it's just him better. Like, hearing him talk. And he's a stand-up comedian. So, like, he has that background just to be able to talk by himself. But it's very enjoyable.
Well, I hope nobody feels that way about our podcast.
Yeah.
They enjoy hearing just you talk.
Well, let's back to the sheet. I put up a list, or not a list, a post asking people, you know, hey, email us at, and you can do this now. This is going to be an ongoing thing. You can email Bob at thebobandkatieshow.com, and we're going to start answering advice. And this is what made me think of it. I had thought about telling you to do one of the Dear Bobby things we used to do.
It's been a while since we've done one of those.
But here's the difference between then and now. We've grown since then. Like, we did the Dear Abby stuff because you would like find them on the internet because we really didn't have the listener base to have people write in. And I started thinking about it. I was like, you know, we have a ton of people that listen now. I bet if we put it out there.
A ton of wonderful, dedicated,
you guys,
loyal,
amazing
listeners.
And by the emails that I read, some of you are a little weird. And I'm okay with that.
Look, I don't think we got no room to talk.
That's what I'm saying. I'm good. Like,
what's that saying? The pot calling the kettle black.
Now,
who the heck you calling weird, Bob? You dang weirdo.
We're obviously not gonna answer everybody's emails, so I picked the ones that I was like, this might be fun. But don't let that discourage anybody. Keep on. Maybe next week nobody writes, and I'll go back to the ones that I did again this week. But I printed them out. They're right there, and I was gonna let you read them because once again, I'm not super good with words. So let's start at the top and work our way down.
You want me to read them?
Yeah, but I do have one more thing. I'm going to use your first names. I will not ever use last names, but if you guys could put what city you're from. That would be really cool because I don't know where anybody is. I don't know these people. I don't know where they're from. I'd like to know where you're from. So when you guys write in, put what city you're from. Yeah, just start at the top.
Okay. This first one is from Lisa. It says, my son is 2 and he has a rash that's between his fingers that keeps coming back. What should I do?
I want to hear your thoughts first because I've seen these.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch its fingers. Put him in a cage.
Why do you think about no cages? Jeez Louise.
Don't let him touch anything. You know how 2-year-olds won't touch everything.
They touch everything. They're always sticky and moist.
What was her name?
Lisa,
you need to get one of them, like, Doberman-sized dog kennels.
No, do not. No, that is not going to do nothing for no rash.
No, it will stop the rash from spreading to other people.
Like, is it contagious?
Yeah, I don't know. Or go ahead, sir.
Take mine in public.
I didn't mean to interrupt you because you're gonna get I'm assuming that your answers are gonna be a lot more legitimate than the ones that I come up with.
I have a 2-year-old son. If I guess it would depend. Like, if I thought it was like just from some sort of irritation, or if it was like an allergy, I'd probably take him to the doctor regardless. Put some kind of ointment on that mess. Like, go through the medicine cabinet. Like, we'll try some of this and some of this.
I think Lisa, legitimately
put a glove on it.
Don't hold hands with him. Just don't touch it. Just do not. Like,
don't put that in your mouth.
I want you, Lisa, to communicate with us and email with us, but I think in this instance, I wouldn't worry about asking what a half amateur comedian podcasters think you should do with your son. You need to go to the doctor. Take him to the doctor and ask one of those dudes. Like,
we legitimately hope your son's okay.
The best that I could do for you is look up WebMD, and I'm pretty sure if I type in rash on the hands, it's gonna be like you have finger cancer. Like, cause that's what happens when you go to WebMD.
Just recently, our niece and nephew had, hand, foot, and mouth.
I'd never heard of that before.
I had never heard of it until, like, a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And, anyway, yeah, they just had that. And Alyssa, like, some of her, toenails and fingernails are falling off. Because they had it really, really bad.
What the hell?
Yeah, like, she's over it now, but because she had it so bad on, like, her hands and feet that, like, I think she's lost, like, a fingernail and a toenail or, yeah, and, like, it can happen, you know, if they have it really bad. Yeah.
Okay, time out. I don't know if you're joking.
No, I'm being completely serious.
Her toenails fell off.
Not all of them.
But she had, this foot, mouth, nose thing.
Hand, foot, and mouth.
It made her toenails fall off.
Yes. Not all of them.
I don't think we can see them anymore.
She's over it now.
I don't care. Her toenails are still falling off.
They didn't fall off until after she was over it. You know, like, it was like an after effect that, yeah, but they had it really bad. I'm
gonna be so pissed at you guys if my kids' toenails start falling off.
Oh my God, stop.
All right. That's
Stop
for real
it.
thing. I need to look into that. I want to read more about it. That's
What about
interesting.
hand, foot, and mouth?
Yeah. I know nothing. I know nothing about it.
It's a very common childhood illness. It's very common.
Have you lost your mind? There was not one time in my life that my toenails fell off because I had some itchy stuff on my feet.
No, it's like you can get like blisters.
No,
and
I'm
stuff.
saying like, okay, I lived in a trailer park for a good half of my life.
I mean, I never
There
had
were
it whenever I was a
kids
kid.
all over the place, and none of their toenails fell off. Because we would have talked about it. We've been like, Davy's toenail falling off. We can't play with him anymore.
For a little while.
Because, we knew everything about everybody. Nobody's toenails fell off. It ain't common. I think it's
more common nowadays.
It might be more common knowledge, and I'm just out of that loop, but I don't think it's common. Can you tell me anybody else whose fingernails and toenails fell off?
I don't know.
Well, it's not as common as you would think, huh?
No, I said hand, foot, and mouth is common.
Okay.
Amongst children.
Sure.
It's a common childhood illness. Not everybody's fingernails and toenails falls off because of it.
Lisa, you need to get your kid to the doctor straight away. That's my final advice.
If it's like a rash that keeps coming back, that's probably not what it is.
Yeah. Please,
I hope it's nothing major.
Do not wait until your child's toenails, and fingernails start falling off. Give them to the doctor.
Okay. Moving on to the next one, which is from Anna. First off, I think you two are the best thing since chicken wings. Thank you. I take that as such a compliment. Okay, Bob, here's my question.
Hang on. The reason the chicken wing statement is actually the reason I picked that one. Did we say in one of the episodes earlier that I did stuff on good behavior with chicken wings?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I do stuff with chicken wings on the 5th episode of Good Behavior, and I wasn't sure if she knew me from there. That's just coincidence? Okay, read it. Go ahead.
I think you need to...
What's her name?
Ain't nobody... You are not that big of a celebrity that people know that you was in an episode of Good Behavior and you ate some chicken wings, and now that they're referencing that, okay?
No, it hasn't happened yet.
I'm sure it's just coincidence.
Nobody knows. I didn't think anybody knew.
She probably thinks really highly of chicken wings, which I don't blame her because chicken wings are fantastic.
Yeah, they're quite delicious.
I'm a huge fan myself.
Right.
Anyway, okay, Bob, here's my question.
You don't like real chicken wings. You like boneless ones.
That still counts.
Okay.
Stop. If you were dating a girl for 2 years and found out that she was an exotic dancer and never told you, would you be mad?
Oh, this might have been the reason I picked this one. I think she's a stripper. Anna, you a stripper? Email us back. We want to know. We want to make sure that we're reaching.
So what if she is? That's her own personal life.
It is?
She might be a stripper who eats chicken wings every day of her life. It ain't none of your business.
Okay, well, I just, I like to know that we're reaching all forms of demographics throughout the world, Okay, read the advice here. Let me hear it again.
If you were dating a girl for 2 years and found out that she was an exotic dancer and never told you, would you be mad?
So Anna dated a guy for 2 years, and she was
It might not have been her. It could be a friend.
Come on. She ain't asking for a friend. She would, and even if she was, she would be
like... It could be a hypothetical situation because maybe she's thinking about making a career move to exotic dancing and is just
And she's not going to tell her boyfriend for 2 years?
You don't know. Just answer the question.
I know. Look, we all know. Everybody listening to this podcast know Anna's a stripper. And she's been a stripper for 2 years, and poor Steve has no idea.
Well, maybe it's her girlfriend.
What?
Maybe she's dating a girl and just found out she was a stripper.
But didn't she say boyfriend?
No, she said if you were dating a girl for 2 years and found out that she was an exotic dancer and never told you, would you be mad?
Well, she said she specifically pointed that question to me. She wants to know if I'm going to be mad, because she thinks her man's fixing to get mad when she's like, oh, by the way, I've been putting tassels on my nipples, and that's how I've been paying all these bills.
Like, that's why I always have a ton of singles.
If Katie was to tell me right now that she had been moonlighting as an exotic dancer,
like, I've been a stripper our entire marriage.
for, I would have to say, yes, I would be upset. And, there's a couple reasons for that, and it might not be the same in your situation. I don't care what you say. I'm telling you, she's a stripper. This is her situation. I'm very jealous. Very jealous, dude. Like, very jealous. I just want everybody to know right now, I'll kill somebody if they try to step into my territory with my lady. So yeah, you couldn't be a stripper ever. That would have been a deal breaker. I would have been like, yeah, we can hang out. And we can be friends with benefits. That's cool.
But what if we had been dating for 2 years already? And then you found out? I
would tell you that.
Like, would you break up with me?
I might not break up with you immediately, but I would be like, you can't do this anymore. And there's going to be a lot of people that are like, that's wrong. And I get that. Like, you are able to make your own decisions. You can do what you feel like is right. I'm not telling you that you can't be a stripper. I'm just telling you, I'm not going to date one. That's my decision.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right.
It's not because I have anything against strippers.
See, I think that's what people don't understand nowadays. You do have the freedom to do whatever you want, but everybody doesn't have to be okay with it. That's
right.
The difference.
Yeah. It wouldn't offend me. And if it did, I wouldn't get on Facebook and cry about it.
Well, I know if I could say if it was the other way around.
Mm-hmm. If you found out I'd been out there giggling.
Yeah, I would be so mad. Mad when
did you hear how bad the chair creaked when I was shaking my butt just now?
You literally shook your butt.
Like, I feel like if these chairs could talk, they'd be like, ah, shit. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, what were we saying? If you found out that I was like a gigolo for the past 2 years?
Yeah, I would be so irate.
Right?
It's like, first of all, you start dating somebody, that's one of the things you want to know. Oh, hey, what do you do? What do you do for work? What is your career? What do you do with the majority of your time?
What is Anna doing with the money?
Well, maybe she just told him that she has a different job. So, I mean, whatever. It's her income.
So the situation is not only is she a stripper, but she lied.
I don't know. Don't. No, I'm just saying that's a possibility.
The reason I'm asking that is because if I was a gigolo for the past 2 years, there would be a lot more income in the house. Because let's face it, I'm delightful.
But I mean, if that's what you were doing when we first started dating,
you wouldn't.
It's like I wouldn't know.
I got you.
If you told me like, oh, I work at the library, I don't know.
But I mean,
I wouldn't know any different.
At some point, he's got to go, why is it that you get called away weird times of the night? And then like,
I don't think strippers are on call.
I don't know, they might be. I don't know.
Like, they have a beeper, like, we need you right now. We have an emergency.
You got a lot of stripper knowledge. Is something I need to be worried about?
No, I'm only speculating. I mean, I watch TV. I ain't never seen no stripper with no beepers.
This would be my advice. Are we to that point now where you can give some advice? Do you want me to? I mean, she asked me. Is that cool?
Yeah.
If I take over this? What's her name?
Anna.
My advice would be, go ahead and tell him. And if he gets upset, you need to allow him to be upset. You need to give him a space.
Like, I thought you were a realtor.
Sorry. I'm turning into you where I'm like shaking my hands around, like hitting the mic and stuff. Give him a space if he needs it and ask him his opinion. And before, I would even say before you tell him, you need to think about what you're going to do in worst case scenario. If he's like, well, you can't do this anymore if you want to be with me. Like, think about how you're going to answer that question. Think about how much you like him, how much you love him.
She only asked if you were going to be mad.
But, yeah, I would be mad. So be prepared for that. But I mean, like, you could have that one dude that there's probably a lot of dudes that are like, that's hot. You know what I mean? Like, he could be totally into it. He'd be like, can I come watch? Can I, I mean, like, you don't know until you tell him, but you should definitely tell him. I think you should definitely tell him.
Yeah, 2 years is a long time to date somebody.
Yeah.
To not let them in on what you do for your job. Well, no matter what your job is, but especially something like that.
What's next?
Next one is from Alex. It says, Dear Bob, should I get a hamster?
No.
What? Why not? Hamsters are delightful.
They are not. They are little devil creatures.
They are not.
Nobody should have hamsters.
No,
They're rats that have disguised themselves to be cute. That's what they are.
They're adorable, and they're so tiny. They're not hard to care for.
Yeah.
I had several hamsters whenever I was a kid. I loved them.
I had hamsters for a very short period of time.
You were probably mean, and your hamsters bit you.
No, the hamsters did bite me, and I wasn't mean. I just wanted to hold him, and I wanted to love him, and he didn't want nothing to do with me, and it bit me hard, like I bled.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
That's right. I don't. Alex. You think Alex is a guy or a girl?
Well, I don't know.
It's a gender neutral name, right? And Alex a gender neutral name. Alex, my opinion is don't get a hamster.
I say yes. Go for it, Alex.
Follow your heart, Alex. But when this don't work out, because it won't, you let me know so I can say I told you so.
Oh, you're so mean.
I'm not mean. I'm honest. I'm like, I'm a nice
hating
dude.
on hamsters.
I don't like hamsters. Can we get a tarantula?
Ew, no.
Way less harmful than a hamster. Way less harmful.
But not as cute.
They're fuzzy.
Ew, they're gross.
They just crawl on your legs like this.
Oh my god, no. Don't even.
Oh, we got one more? You want to read this one?
Last one. This one is from Kevin. Bob and Katie, I love your show. Why, thank you, Kevin.
That's a smart dude.
Right?
Yeah, smart guy.
He's our favorite right now.
You probably don't even need our advice.
I need some advice.
Oh,
My girlfriend wants us to move in together, but I'm not sure I want to. I love her and want to be with her, but I love having my own space too. Please help. Well, Kevin, you see, you can't have it both ways.
I mean, yeah, you can. I don't recommend it.
Well, if he really loves her, and I don't know how long they've been together. No, like, Kevin, if you started dating this girl last week, you should take some time to think about it. But, like, if you've been with this girl for, like, a couple years or something, I say go for it. You know, you have to, the relationship, it's either got to progress or die. Like, you can't just stay the same forever and ever.
Sure.
It's hard. It is hard as crap living with somebody.
Yep. And you give up stuff when you move in with someone. I'm podcasting from a kitchen table. Like if I had my own place, I would have a poker table set up in the middle of the floor and my podcast stuff would be there 24/7. And I can't do that.
But
and
yeah, you know,
I'm not gonna
you
say
have clean underwear in your drawer also. You probably wouldn't have that if you were a free bachelor with your poker table in the middle of the living room.
No, I did have clean underwear. And clean socks. I bought new stuff every week, but it was clean. I never worn dirty underwear.
I didn't say you wore dirty underwear.
No, you just accused me of wearing dirty underwear.
No, I said that you have clean socks and underwear in your drawer right now.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest with you, when I was single, I don't think I had not a nightstand.
You have clothes hanging neatly in your closet.
I had a closet, but I don't think I had a what is it called? The drawer?
A dresser?
Yeah, I didn't have a dresser.
Where did you put your clothes?
In the basket. I put them in the basket with the lotion and the poodle. But what are we talking about? Oh, Kevin.
Kevin and his girlfriend. Should they move in together?
Kevin, let me. Can I do this? You go with that?
Yeah, I weighed in. Like I said, I think it greatly depends on how long you've been dating already. That's a big factor.
Let me give you the pros and cons from the male point of view. Definitely the cons right off the bat is women are different than we are. So they're going to want to do different things with your place. I mean, like, things are going to change. It's not going to be the same place. I mean, that's what's making you think about this, and you're absolutely right. Things are going to change. There's nothing you can do about it. It is what it is. Now, here is some, and obviously these change from woman to woman, because not all women there's not one woman in the world that's exactly the same. It changes. Here's one of my favorite things about being in a solid relationship. We're all adults, right? I think there might be a couple of kids listening. If you any children here, turn it off now.
Our nieces listen to this.
We're sexual creatures. You know, it's a big part of life. It's what we do. When you're single, and I say when you're single because if you don't let her move in, you're going to eventually be single. When you are in the mood for sexual relations, your life gets very difficult as a single person. Like, you have to go out and, you know, find someone. And
You're making it sound like you go out and find prostitutes.
No, I'm not saying
when you were
like,
single.
No, not at all.
Like, when I was in the mood, I had to go find somebody down on the street corner.
My point is that, Katie, I love you. And, like, you're the woman I want to be with. And, you know, I like the fact that you're here when I get home. Like, I don't have to go find you somewhere. Like, 'cause you're here. So I personally think that if you're in a good relationship and you're friends with the person, 'cause that's the thing too. There's a lot of couples out there that go, oh yeah, we love each other, but they're not friends. Mm-hmm. You know, like me and you, we're friends. We can talk. We do fun things together. We like the same things. You find that relationship and the stuff you have to give up to be in the same household together, it definitely is nowhere near what the benefits are. So you need to look at your relationship and figure out what's going on with it. And if it's simply the only thing is you're like, oh, well, I really want to be with her. We're great friends. I love her. You know, that everything's good. I just
want to be able to play PlayStation whenever I want.
Yeah, let it go, dude. Have her move in. I'm telling you, it'll be okay. You'll be fine. That's all of them? Yep,
that's the last one. That was fun.
Okay. Do you want to do this, or you want to give it a couple more days? And what do you want to do? You want to do it? You want to dive into it?
No, not really.
All right. Well, I guess that's going to be it. You know, there's a lot of people out there that need advice. We're happy to give it. The main thing we want to do, though, is just give you a place to escape for a little while. One of the last things I want to talk about, obviously, it's the hot topic of the United States right now. We have a new president-elect, Trump. And I want everybody to pay real close attention to what I say right now. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want you to talk to me about it. I want nothing else to do with it. It's in my book, it's over. He's going to be the president. Let's give him a shot. But even more than I'm sick of hearing about it. That's all there is to it. It's not that I don't care. It's not that I care. It's simply, I'm tired of opening my phone and seeing it.
It was like the day after the election, when you go watch something on YouTube and, you know, an ad played before whatever it was. And it was like an election ad. And I was like, really? I thought we were done with this.
I'm aggravated at how long we've talked about it on the podcast right now. So those are my feelings on Trump. I just don't want to hear about it. I got too much going on. I just don't want to go to war. That's my only thing. I just don't want to go to war. As long as we don't go to war, I'm good with pretty much anything else. Don't get on your phone and try to find these things to be upset about. Don't do it. It's over. Find your laugh.
Find your happy.